This is Philip with Donwood Hyundai of Athens. Hashtag Cars by Phil, doing another car review here. This is the 2018 Ford Focus RS, and mind me being a little shaky here. We're about negative 17 degrees out right now. I've been wanting to do this in this car before it's sold. This is a beautiful, unique color. Some RS badging up there, very unique wheels to it. And of course, your RS badging with our Donwood Automotive logo there. Let's look at the hatch space here. A decent amount of hatch space, actually. Pretty good. My fingers are about froze out here. Now, let's go to the tire pressure kit there. This particular vehicle is a one owner. I'm going to hop to the inside a little quicker than usual here. My fingers are froze. As you can see on the inside here, not a lot of backseat space, but enough to house a small passenger. And finally, you get back on the inside. Ooh. There's some power windows and power locks there. Standard headlight controls there with your trunk release button, or hatch release in this case. I'll show you the sports pedals here. And up on the dash, we have all your system check lights. This particular vehicle is getting serviced yet, so we do have check engine light on this particular one, but it is being taken off and fixed for sure. Does not seem to affect the drivability. Let's see here. Let's look through the menu. So my key. Let's see if we can go over to different menus here. So we have information and trip. Not a lot of information really. But I mean, I guess that's to be expected. It's not about that. It's more about this. The oil pressure, the PSI for the boost on the turbo, and of course the coolant temperature. Here we have a nice infotainment system. It's actually really nice and contrasted to the vehicle. It keeps some of the fellow colors of the exterior, and it's really big buttons, make it very easy to use. You have a piano glass carryover here. Nice bolstering on the steering wheel. Very, very aggressive bolstering on the seats. This is probably some of the most aggressive seats I've sat in. This particular vehicle is 350 horsepower on the 2018 model. We do have a 6-speed manual. And you do have drive modes here. You have normal, you have sport, you have track mode, which is track use only, and drift for track use only, which is very interesting. It actually turns off the traction control and everything on there. Definitely not what we want to use on our little test run here and review. All your normal wiper stock there. A little confusing at first, but not bad. Standard for Ford, I think. I'm just not used to it. Blue RS badging there to match the exterior of the collar. And if you notice on the Recaro seats here, the badging on the side, Recaro, the RS badging, and the stitching are all matching the exterior of the vehicle. Even stitching on the shifter. You do have a little change holder here, or whatever you'll put in there, and then below it you have your USB port and auxiliary. Sit back in there, and an okay sized glove box. Now bear in mind, this is a very small vehicle. It's not meant to be super roomy. It's not your family 4-door sedan. It's one of those vehicles where you can just fit some passengers in there, you can fit your groceries in there, plenty of luggage really, and you can also take it to the track on the weekends if you wanted to. It's a joy to drive. It even has auto stop start, which helps save fuel. So it's honestly nothing to bat an eye at. It's a really good vehicle. They do put a Sony audio system in here, and as simple as it is, sunglass holder. You don't find that in very many sports cars in this era. So I do applaud Ford for that. So what we're going to do, we're already out here on the highway, just about here. We're going to take a test drive in this and kind of give our honest feel on it, how it does on bumps, acceleration, and brakes, and as well as just the normal feel of the seats and how the pedals feel and everything. You know, obviously this is a car that you could commute in all the time, but do you want to? Well, that's what we're going to find out. So stick with me here. I'm going to reset my video and set you guys up so you can be on the test drive with me. Okay, we're back. So our visibility is not like normal. Usually you can see more of me, but there's not a lot of places to be able to put a camera in here to be able to record your drive. So what we're going to do, we're going to just drive it back toward town here in Athens, Ohio, and we're going to get a feel for acceleration at first, and then once we go to finish off our drive, we get a feel for the braking. And between there, we're going to have highway noise, which we're going to judge, and then also once we get into town, or even on some back streets on the way there, we're going to feel how it does on bumps and stuff like that, and whether you would be happy driving this as an everyday driver, and really what I can compliment it on and what I can say is a pro or con. So let's get buckled in here. We are in normal. Here we go. First thing I would say is the clutch, with only 11,000 miles on it, is very responsive, not too touchy, and just feels good. It's not spongy or anything like that. Just feels good. Hard to turn left out here. We're going to turn right and go back that way toward Guysville, just because it's a little hard to turn left out here. I don't want to risk it. Okay, we're at 40. Just grading, gearing it up, slowly getting to the acceleration. This is more for everyday use. I would tell you road noise is not very high, but car noise is. The engine, the exhaust, and having to talk over it. Road noise isn't terrible. For the size of the car, it's not bad. It's fair. I would rate it as fair. So I would say probably out of 10 road noise. We're probably looking at about a 6 for the segment. And as far as engine noise, we're probably looking at about 3. Although, I will say, in this vehicle, in these kind of vehicles, you want that noise. You want that engine, that roar, that exhaust note. You want all that talking back to you, letting you know how it feels. It just adds to the drive. Like throwing you into the dash, but as soon as you start putting in the pedal, there's very little dead zone, which is kind of good, especially in this car. You don't really want it to have much of a dead zone because it's designed for rally. And in my experience of driving cars and tracks and such, it's probably about right. A little bit of a back street here. This is no outlet. I'm going to turn around up here. It gives me a feel for bumps. This road was recently redone, so it has kind of crevices in it every so often, and a few little humps here and there, which gives you a feel for rough road driving. I will say it's actually not that bad. You can feel the bumps, of course. You're going to in this car, but it's not so bad that it's just jarring. You know, it's really fun. Backup camera, that's kind of cool. Didn't really expect that on this car. I would tell you though, I mean, I've been driving the Standard for a very long time, and this feels really sturdy to drive as the Standard. I drive them every day. I drive a Standard every day, and it's a very loose car. It's not meant to be tight. It's a commuter. But upon driving multiple Standards around my dealership, you know, throughout the time there, this is probably the best feeling standard I've driven yet, at least from there anyway. It's nice and tight. The gearing is short. The clutch grabs just enough. It's just smooth if you want it to be, and hard and rough if you want it to be. It gives you a feel of confidence. So right now we're not even going to acceleration enough to get turbo split up. We're sitting at 0 PSI. Sun visors for the size of the vehicle. I don't know if anybody knows this, but a lot of the competitive vehicles for this car, which I'm going to name later in the description, have very small sun visors. I will say one of my complaints with this so far is the bounciness. This highway is just a tad bouncy, but usually perfectly fine. You don't really feel it. But in this car, you're bouncing. I'm balancing. And it's not the car, it's not the tires, it's not the suspension. What it is. It's just the way it's set. It's meant to be stiff. And I can appreciate that because it's more of a track car, and less of a daily commuter. So I can appreciate that. I understand why it is what it is. But from an everyday commuter perspective, it would get annoying fairly quick. Not something I would find a very good perk. Just sit to the side here. Just have backup camera again. So immediately, this has a notch on it, and immediately upon pulling the notch up, it turns the backup camera on. Sliding it over here and having that notch up, it turns it on. That's kind of cool. I do appreciate that a lot. I will say the auto start stop didn't function for me on stops like this. Not really sure why. I never really did understand that system on any vehicle very well, because it just never worked like I thought it would. I thought, every single stop just about, it would use its best judgment and shut off. Unfortunately, that's not the case, and I'm not really sure how to make it do that, I guess. But no big deal. These cars, I wouldn't really expect auto stop on them, so I don't really see that as a con. So let's go ahead and get you guys out of the mount here. So overall impressions, I would rate it, overall for what it is as a daily commuter, I would probably rate it, man, it's tough. Just because it has aspects that I love. I would love to have in my daily commuter, but it also has some cons. It starts at 10, it just works its way down by the bumps and the feel on the road, the noise. I would probably place it at a 6 as a daily commuter. However, if you're, not using it as a daily commuter, it's a garage car, weekend car, or even just a track car, just to have some fun with, then I'm probably looking at a strong 8. It's just a fun car. It doesn't compromise comfort too much for trackability and being able to, get on it if you want to get on it. Obviously I'm recording all of this. I have an app that actually measures my driving all the time. I can't turn that off, and unfortunately, and so, I have to drive this like a grandpa. I would never get the full potential out of this review. However, that's probably the way I probably should do this on my car. But, I will say from that aspect, driving it as easy as I do, I can appreciate it as a daily commuter as a 6. But as a car that I would pull out on the weekends, I wouldn't hesitate to buy it for the right price, I would buy it. And these cars really do run pretty good. This one currently is sitting at the time of this video is sitting at 32,000, and honestly, with only 11,000 miles on it, it's worth every penny. It's an amazing car. So I encourage you guys to let me know what you want to see in videos next. I can review most used vehicles at my disposal, and I can review pretty much any new Ford, Toyota, Hyundai, Chrysler, Chevy, any of those families. I can cover for you guys. So if you have anything that you want to see, even if it's just some dull daily commuter like a Toyota Camry or Corolla or a Hyundai Accent or Elantra, let me know. I will gladly put it on there for you and let you see exactly what you're going to expect. Give you the steering wheel without actually having to go out in this minus 17 degree weather. So thank you for watching, guys. I hope to see you subscribe, like this video. I'm trying to make this take off so that I can do more videos and get a little bit of a better allowance to see better vehicles and you know, higher tier vehicles. I'm going to try to do a very wide broad of reviews for you guys so that you have an idea of pretty much anything that you're searching for. Eventually we'll get to that size of a library where you can just type in a vehicle and I'll probably have reviewed it. So thank you for watching, guys. Appreciate it. Please subscribe. #CarsByPhil. Bye-bye.